us your first call.
Call Wettermark Keith, the name you know and trust.
Holiday savings up to $800 on Stearns & Foster at Mermaid Mattress.
Well, don't we look to be having a good time out here on the porch? That's because we are. This is Blakely Dillard, her dad Brian Beard. They are part of the Chattanooga Kennel Club, and the star of the show this morning is, you call her Raji?
Raji, yep.
She is a Burmese mountain dog?
Bernese mountain dog, yes.
So you're here because you want people to know, first of all, how special she is,
right,
but also what the club does, because coming up mid-September, people can come out, buy a ticket, and see these fantastic dogs from all across the country, right? Coming here?
Yep, from all over the country. And it's at the Tri-State Center in McDonald, Tennessee, September 16th through the 19th. It's going to be a pretty big show. The AKC recognizes 197 breeds, and we'll have about 145 to 150.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And there is no ticket that you have to buy, so it's free to the public. So they're welcome to come out and enjoy the show. We've got all kinds of different events. We have the confirmation, which is what Raji does. She's a champion now. Which is kind of like a beauty pageant you see on TV, the Westminster show, that type of
You're going to win.
event. But we also have a lot of other events like dock diving and fast cat, where they have like a white handkerchief and the dog chases it, and they do timing of that. So lots of events that the people will enjoy.
You've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes,
Blakely
ma'am.
told on you.
Yes, that's right.
It's a labor of love?
It is. It's it becomes a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. And when you love dogs, it's a nice hobby to do. When we've got friends from all over the country, they'll be here at the show, and so you meet people, and it is a labor of love. It's a lot of work, but it's also a whole lot of fun to spend time with your dogs.
It's kind of like your children. Everyone thinks that theirs is the best and the smartest and the prettiest, but when we are having a chance to come out and enjoy the show, kind of talk us through a little bit about what to watch for if you're not somebody who knows the tricks of the trade. You've been training Blakely, Raji.
She's been training me too.
I'm sure you got her as a pup, right?
Yes, so I actually, my first Bernese, she's out of my first one, so I whelped her and everything when she was a newborn.
You whelped her. What does that mean?
So her mom had her at my house.
Oh, wow.
Birthed her.
Yeah.
We say whelp.
We birthed her, yeah. We call it whelped, but she birthed her. So I've had her since she was born.
Brand new.
Brand new. So yeah, just things to watch for. It's cool to go out there, and a lot of people don't know, like with what we do, the confirmation, what's the judge looking for? What makes one dog better than the other? And a lot of things go into it. So they look at structure. Every breed has their own standard that they have to meet. So structure, what their head type looks like, what their facial expressions are. Do they have what the AKC standard wants that breed to have?
I don't know if either one of you rides horses, but when you ride, you're kind of one with the horse, right? There's a silent communication that takes place. Is that sort of how it is with the training?
Yeah, and the dog is definitely in tune with you and with your handler. I show them myself, and you definitely have to have a connection and a relationship. The dog has to be comfortable with you.
And there are plenty of dogs out there, Brian, that are beautiful and they're well-mannered and all that, but there's almost like a desire, I hear from people, that the dog almost has to want it too.
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah. Our best show dogs, sometimes your best show dogs aren't the best structure one maybe that you have, but has the best temperament and personality, and basically that look at me type attitude.
That's how she is.
A little bit of a diva?
That's right.
Yes.
And so some of your best show dogs have to have that, because a lot of these dogs are out in the show ring 3 or 4 weekends a month, and so they have to really enjoy it. And so your best show dogs kind of put on a show.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things to look for. And you can see that certain dogs that have that little bit of extra sparkle in their eye.
Now you mentioned, I think I heard you say there's going to be dock diving.
Yeah.
Is that
that's
right?
fun to
It's
watch. That's one of
cool.
my favorite to watch, and you've probably seen it on TV. In fact, it's been on ESPN. But the handler or owner actually has a toy, and they run to the end of the dock and throw it, and the dog is chasing it and jumps in the air, and then they measure
cool.
how far the dog jumps. So it's really, really neat to watch. Probably one of the favorites for the locals to go see, I would say.
Is it typically a field of retrievers?
Well, it's amazing, but it's all breeds.
Really?
Yeah, some of your best are retrievers, but I think a Whippet has like the record for the longest dock diving, and
That's
she was
not
on
surprising.
ESPN.
Yeah.
It was
Yep.
great, and but all breeds do it. My Rottweilers, they do it, and of course they don't jump as far. The Saint Bernards don't jump as far
Right.
as some of the other breeds, but they're all jumping against their own breed as far as the distance, and so they can be a champion. Just like she's the conformation champion, you can have a dock diving champion.
I'm sure that it's a great event to bring the whole family to.
Oh,
Yes.
kids
For the
would love it.
kids who are
Yes.
going to be there, is there any access they have to the dogs? Does some of the different owners mind if you pet the dogs?
Sure, most of the owners are totally open to that. I would just ask, is it okay if I pet your dog?
Right.
And but most owners are all open to that. The dogs love it, of course. Just like when we got here with her, a lot of the people here from the station came out and were petting her, and
Oh,
She
yeah.
loved it.
yeah, she was a little star.
Their day got exponentially better
Yeah.
when they
Yeah.
saw her
That's
in the
right.
parking lot. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure you never meet a stranger now when you're.
Never. Nope.
So, what time are the events? It's the full weekend, right?
It's the full weekend, and it's all day, all 4 days. Starting at probably 8 a.m.
Yeah, probably 8:30 or
Yeah.
so, right around 8:30 to 5 each day.
Yeah.
And all day long there'll be events going on. Another thing we're doing too is the U.S. I had to make a note
The
here. The U.S.
military
War
dogs.
Dog
The War Dogs.
Association. We've got a table there, the Chattanooga Kennel Club, where they're taking donations. So that's going to be nice too. We're
Very nice.
donating a lot of respirators to the local fire department for for dogs, canine respirators. But also this table is donations for the active war dogs.
Nice.
So it's nice. They're going to, things like to buy canine boots, to buy
Blankets.
blankets,
for the
heating
wintertime.
mats,
Great.
all
Yeah.
those things. So
Yep.
I just want to make sure I mention that, because that's one of the nice things going on right now. That will be every day there'll be donation tables.
So since there's no ticket to get in, maybe you can
That's
find
right.
a way to
Maybe
make
you can-
that donation.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, it is great to have you both.
Thank you.
Thank
Come
you.
back next year, anytime in between.
Thank you for
Okay,
having
thank
us.
you.
And Raja, you have a great day.
Maybe we'll see you this weekend. Come
Yeah.
That
enjoy
would
the
be
show.
even better.
Yeah.
Have good friends and good